a celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times.
For anyone who's interested in building their career in informatics, there is no other place that I would recommend them to go to than SIIM.
SIIM has honestly opened up a world of possibilities, not just in the connections you make, but also you're learning from leaders in the field. And the best part about it is that they're incredibly humble and wanting to share these experiences with you. And so I think that type of leadership and mentorship is very unique to SIIM and has really given me personally confidence to grow in my career.
The reason that I come is there's a lot of hands-on learning that I'm not going to get from my organization. You get to collaborate with a lot of other people that are IIPs. Networking is very important, especially in today's day and age. We all have Zoom fatigue, so getting back to face-to-face with everybody, you can't match it. It's totally different.
SIIM is really an amazing incorporation of all these different people, not just physicians and MDs and techs, and everybody getting together so that we can all solve problems and figure out whether through the hackathon, connecting the clinical information, this is a place where we can all grow together. It is different in a way than a lot of the other medical societies getting together because the hallway discussions and sometimes that one-on-one discussion is a huge part of what people take away from the conference.
So if you're out there, you're thinking about an interest in imaging informatics, don't think too hard, just come to the meeting, come say hello, we'll help you get integrated and find your home here.
Hello, imaging informaticists, both here in person and those joining via live stream. The 2024 annual meeting of members of the Society for Imaging Informatics and Medicine will please come to order. I am Tessa Cook, Chair of SIIM, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to our hybrid annual membership meeting. Given your feedback last year, we'll again keep the business award and awards portion of the meeting to 30 minutes to allow the second half for you to interact with SIIM leadership. For example, both members of the board of directors and chairs and vice chairs of SIIM's communities, councils, and task forces. The first part of this meeting will be the business meeting and awards ceremony, followed by the meet and greet. To begin the business meeting, I am pleased to report the results of this year's election. Our nominee was Dr. Les Folio, who will serve a second term on the board of directors starting January 1st, 2024 and ending June 30th, 2027. An electronic ballot was disseminated to members on April 25th and open for 3 weeks. Having met quorum of 100 members, the slate was approved. I want to extend my congratulations to Les as our returning director at large. Now I'd like to invite our treasurer, Sylvia Devlin, to give the treasurer's report.
Hi, good afternoon. As the treasurer of SIIM, it is my responsibility to report the financial condition of SIIM. Our fiscal year is on a calendar basis, so this report presents the operations of SIIM for 12 months ending December 31, 2023, using SIIM audited financials approved by the board 2 days ago. The SIIM board strategically planned for 2022 and 2023 to be investment in SIIM years. And what I mean by that is that we invested in new technologies, we got a new database and a new website to enhance the SIIM digital ecosystem, aligned our staff salaries to industry averages, and we continued to grow SIIM training, the assets that we acquired from OTEC in 2021. Now let's look at the statement of financial, am I supposed to be forwarding these? Okay, sorry about that. All right. The statement of financial position, our net assets were $9,104,404 as of December 31, 2023. This is a decrease of approximately 13.3% year over year due to both our investment in the digital strategy and to unrealized losses in our investments due to the markets. Our statement of activity, our revenue was $2,462,874. This represents primarily membership dues, the SIIM 2023 annual meeting, publication royalties, a restricted gift, and investment earnings or dividends. Our expenses totaled $4,262,910, which included SIIM 2023 annual meeting expenditures, new technologies at SIIM headquarters, market adjustment to staff salaries, as well as the board and committee activities. This represents an operating loss of $1,800,036 for the 12 months ending December 31st, 2023, factoring in the unrealized gain of investments of $403,500. SIIM's change in net assets for the year ending in 2023 was in the red of $1,396,536. Thanks. I'll hand it back to Tessa.
Thank you, Sylvia. Now, as chair for the 2023-2024 Board of Directors, it is my pleasure to present my report. SIIM has been busy for this year. The Journal of Digital Imaging successfully transitioned to the Journal of Imaging Informatics in Medicine, JIM, in January 2024. To publish open access in JIM, ask your organization if they have a transformative agreement with Springer Nature. Check with the library at your organization to see if they receive funding for article processing charges. And check out our unique collections in the new journal. The Conference on Machine Intelligence in Medical Imaging, SIIM 2024, will be held October 21st to 22nd at Boston University. Submit your artificial intelligence and machine learning research by July 29th. New this year, the abstracts will be published in the June supplement of the Journal of Imaging Informatics in Medicine. In the realm of education, SIIM Training provided a DICOM boot camp in October 2023 in conjunction with the DICOM Standards Committee meeting in Chennai, India. Also in the realm of education, coming soon are the ebooks and e-study guides that have been updated with content and graphics, new features, and the ability to study on the go. And more information is available at the SIIM booth if you'd like to pre-order. In addition, Virtual Hospital 2.0 is coming. We're very excited about the new features and capabilities that it will offer our students, so please stay tuned. Aligned with SIIM's strategic plan, our priority of technical harmonization is delighted that we can celebrate the 10th birthday of Enterprise Imaging later this year. Enterprise Imaging has reached the decade milestone. All 17 of the SIIM Enterprise Imaging Community White Papers are now available in a JIM collection. Join the SIIM meetup tomorrow at 10 a.m. for a celebratory toast, and mark your calendars for August 1st. But to inform our next steps, we need your help. Take this imaging market analysis survey, which closes at the end of July. We are grateful to AGVA Healthcare for sponsoring the Enterprise Imaging 10-year anniversary celebrations. And I'll leave the QR code up on the screen for just a minute if anybody else would like to access the survey now. At SIIM, the culture of belonging is a strategic goal. If you haven't yet, please stop by booth 117, the You Belong at SIIM booth, to learn how SIIM can support you on your journey. And to better support our growing community, SIIM erased our technical debt with new technology, including a new database and a new website. I'm showing you a couple of screenshots from my SIIM account. My SIIM account. If you haven't had a chance to go to the website, I would encourage you all to take a look because it is so much more seamless than the access to all of the different benefits of SIIM than we've had in the past. I zoomed in a little bit on the navigation bar because I wanted you to see that everything is now accessible here. You can edit your profile, you can see your transcripts, for example, from the 2024 annual meeting. If you're a volunteer in our committees, you can see your committee activity and complete your disclosure. And if you're interested in getting involved on a committee, a community, a council, or a task force, the volunteer application is also available here. Established 2 years ago, our philanthropy committee launched SIIM Fund to increase the pipeline of imaging informaticists and to expand SIIM's reach globally. Please join us this evening outside the Cherry Blossom Ballroom for the silent auction and happy hour after this business meeting and the 5:15 session. We also encourage you to place your bids early and often in the SIIM Fund silent auction. SIIM has been growing. We have been so fortunate to have a presence at the Pathology Visions meetings in recent years, including SIIM trainer Jay Crawford and Allie Brown, seen here presenting at Pathology Visions 2023. Additionally, we are extremely grateful to Dr. Marilyn Bowie, a pathologist on our SIIM Board of Directors, for her expertise and guidance. We are further grateful to the Digital Pathology Association, DPA, for sponsoring the pathology track in the NIC since last year. The NIC runs every September and March, and registration for September will open soon. I'd like to thank the SIIM board and the C3TF leaders for their unwavering support, expertise, and commitment to SIIM during the past 2 years. This photo was taken when we all gathered in February at the SIIM headquarters in Leesburg, Virginia for the annual retreat, which I very helpfully planned to take place between Super Bowl Sunday and Valentine's Day. Would you like to be one of those C3TF leaders one day? Find the volunteer form at this QR code and join us to innovate, educate, and collaborate. And finally, mark your calendars for SIIM 2025, which will take place May 21st to 23rd in Portland, Oregon. The call for session proposals, which Dr. Roth mentioned during his introductions of each meeting day, is now open, and the deadline is August 2nd. And as I conclude my chair report, I wanted to share some reflections from a first-time SIIM attendee. At their first SIIM meeting, this person thought to themselves, everyone is so nice. Everyone is so smart. I understood maybe a third of what everyone was presenting, but I want to come back next year. That first-time attendee was me. In 2009, seen here receiving the Essay Contest Travel Award from Dr. David Weiss. The only reason I entered that contest was because Woojin Kim, who's sitting right there, figured out that I had potentially some future in imaging informatics and got me to apply. But if you had told 2009 Tessa that 15 years later she would be standing here, she wouldn't have believed you. So to all the first-time attendees out there in the audience that I met at the meetup yesterday morning, 15 years from now, you might be standing up here too. Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to recognize Dr. Krupinski as chair of the Awards and Honors Committee to moderate the awards ceremony.
Wait a second, Tessa. No, Dr. Krupinski can join, please. So, Dr. Krupinski and Dr. Cook both are incredible leaders. Tessa is someone who I have learned an incredible amount from over many years, probably since 2009. If there is research, and like who has done cutting edge research in getting the best information to impact clinical care, let me do a lit search. Oh, Dr. Cook wrote this. Who has done the most education to train the next generation of informatics leaders? Oh, there's someone in Cleveland and there's someone in Pennsylvania. Oh, they were all her students or residents or trainees. Who's got incredible skills at managing difficult conversations in the most graceful way? Who do I want to learn from to do that? I've learned from Jim, I've learned from Paul, I've learned from Elliot, but Tessa is really good at that. Dr. Cook is the best at that. Dr. Cook, thank you so much for all of your leadership in a very difficult time over the last many years, but especially from 2022 to 2024. There are big shoes to follow and to follow you. We appreciate everything that you have done for numerous people. You know, if we think about the cohort that we were a part of in the 2000s, there were leaders, some of whom are here at this meeting, that made that possible for us. And I think of who's doing that now today. It's Dr. Cook. Thank you.
I'm fairly certain that it's the first standing ovation I've ever received. Thank you so much. I leave you all in the extremely capable hands of our friend Dr. Nabil Safdar, and there was one little thing I forgot to say, which was in preparing for the 2 years of this chair term, I couldn't have done it without my friend Dr. Jim Whitfill, who I could text, call, email, and say, Jim, what do I do about this? And he was always there, so thank you, Jim.
All right, now we get to some more fun. So again, I'm Elizabeth Krupinski, and it is my distinct pleasure to present SIIM's honorary awards. And we're going to have the folks come up as I introduce them, and I'm going to read some of the quotes from the letters of recommendation. This is like, other awards where people have to get nominated and we require letters of support and so on. I'm not going to read the whole things because, the letters that for these folks were just absolutely astounding. But the first one is the Gold Medal of the Society, and that is being presented to Terry Sippel-Schmidt. She has consistently been a driving force behind so many projects that have advanced imaging informatics technologies and their adoption, many of which evidence her hallmark ethos of building our informatics environment as an open standards-based landscape. An aspect of her career that stand out is one that crosses her multiple work histories, participation in standards efforts, teaching. It's addressing major difficulties that we have in our informatics practice in medicine, interoperability of information systems, and balancing this or eliminating speed bumps in workflow. Her work has helped break down all of these impediments. She's usually not the loudest voice, but she's the voice of authority and expertise. I learned so much from her. She was welcoming and patient and seemed to truly enjoy teaching and explaining the way everyone worked. Watching her in action helped me understand that there was a role for women leaders specifically, in imaging informatics. Terry. Oh, all right. Our next award is the Joe Gitlin Award. And as I said last year, if you don't know who Joe Gitlin is, there is a video on the SIIM website. I think it's still there. Was it transferred over to the new one? Yes, it is transferred over. An amazing person. And the video kind of goes through kind of his history with risk, SCAR, SIIM. And if you don't know what I'm talking about there, you better go watch the video, because then you need the history of the society. So the winner of the Joe Gitlin Award is Kevin O'Donnell. Kevin is a driver. Kevin is a driver of IHE DICOM and the future ML data pipelines and standards in radiology. Everyone looks to him for guidance and sage wisdom. He's a leader for imaging informatics standards throughout their history and evolution. Over the span of his career, he has worked tirelessly to enable imaging and EHR data to interoperate globally, thus resulting in better patient care, increased physician and technologist accuracy and evidence. He always puts the patient above corporate interest and has always just done the right thing. His energy and enthusiasm, along with his tireless work ethic and keen intelligence, have contributed to how commercial systems are architected and interoperate, how clinical practice works today. All right, at this point, I would like to, it's my honor to introduce Dr. Ruth Dayhoff's daughters to help present the next award, the Dr. Margaret Dayhoff Brannigan and Eleanor Dayhoff Brannigan to come up to join me on the stage. Excellent. And also, Ruth's husband is in the audience with us as well, Vincent Brannigan. And they're going to say just a few quick words about sort of their mother and the importance of this award to the family. And again, this is an award that was established through the generosity of Vincent and his family to honor women in the informatics world. So,
thank you so much for having us. Thank you especially to Cheryl and everyone else who's helped organize having us here. So I just wanted to say a few words quickly about this award and about our mom. So I was volunteering in my son's first grade classroom for a science day many years ago, and the teacher was asking all of these different questions. And all of the boys in the class just shot their hands up and boldly shouted out the wrong answer. No fear, no fear. But none of the girls raised their hands, even though they watched as all of the boys got everything wrong. These kids were so young that society hadn't taught them not to be wrong yet and that they should be afraid of that. This was their nature. So unfortunately, my time in science, I've noticed that all the funding agencies tend to favor people who are willing to raise their hand and be wrong, and that tends to sway more male. If you knew my mom, you would have known that she was always the quietest but most brilliant person in any room. She would look around, take it all in, think about the solution, and execute the job quietly. You wouldn't know how smart she was unless you asked her a specific question, because she certainly wouldn't volunteer it by raising her hand. Our family hopes that this award will help brilliant but maybe more reserved women gain funding for their work in a world that hasn't quite figured out how to identify and encourage them yet. So thank you.
All right, thanks both of you. Wonderful words, and it makes you think, are we still at that point where girls are scared to raise their hands in class? But sometimes it's true. So, the Dr. Ruth Dayhoff Award goes to Sylvia Devlin. Yeah. Sylvia is a beacon of excellence in our organization. Her contributions are not only valuable in terms of her immediate responsibilities, but in the lasting positive influence she has on everyone she works with in medicine. Her commitment to volunteerism, teaching, mentorship, and enthusiasm makes her an exemplary candidate for this prestigious recognition. She has been involved in or led small groups in the Women in Informatics session at SIIM for as long as I can remember, and has mentored so many coworkers and young SIIM members over the years, which requires time, a giving spirit, a positive attitude, and simply knowledge across the industry. She is a role model for young women. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. All right, our next award, and is a category of early career achievement. We have two versions, as in the past. So we have the academic one first, and for academics, it's Yongkai Huo. And Dr. Huo's leadership has extended the research scope of SIIM, particularly into the realm of digital pathology. He has fostered deeper collaborations between SIIM and prominent organizations like Mikai and SPI. His groundbreaking research, documented in over 120 peer-reviewed publications at a very early stage in his career, utilizes machine learning to enhance disease detection across various types of imaging modalities. His profound impact on the field of imaging informatics, especially in biomedical imaging informatics, is noteworthy. His initiative, Democratizing Imaging AI, addresses the accessibility of critical AI tools, making them available to a broader demographic, including K through 12 and undergrads, without the need for advanced computational resources. Dr. Huo. All right. Early Career Achievement Award in Industry goes to Tom O'Sullivan. My first impression was right on when I met him, and I came to understand that Tom just keeps going. When forming our winning Paxman team, Tom was explaining how we could display our team's leaderboard using his Soulmates messaging standard. He was the grand slam hitter when he showed our Paxman leaderboard live, where the audience was amazed. Still get goosebumps thinking about it. If you need any more proof of Tom's involvement and commitment to SIIM, look at his LinkedIn page. Everybody's quickly going to go look. His background image changes every year, but it's always his SIIM hackathon team. It's young people like Tom that we need to stay the course in the industry. All right, again, we have two, one for academic and one for industry. This is the Imaging Informatics Innovation Award. Or we're going to jump to the Educator Award. Ha! All right. They fooled me. Educator here we go. Hackathon Founding Team. Composed of Don Dennison, Chris Meenan, Mark Coley, Brad Genero, and Mohamed Hussein. And so we're going to go through all of those. And hopefully they're all going to come up on stage. Yes? All right, the past 10 years of successful hackathons has an enduring component of the annual meeting did not materialize from a vacuum, believe it or not. It required a vision, a foundation of infrastructure and data sets, and frankly, volunteer energy to get the ball rolling. Don, Chris, Mark, Brad, and Mohamed were the sources of all those things. They dedicated time, thought, and energy to bringing the SIIM Hackathon into existence, mentoring early participants, gaining critical mass to become a sustaining initiative. The folks are known and loved by everyone at SIIM, not only for their knowledge of many technologies, workflows, and platforms, but for their welcoming demeanor and desire to share their knowledge with so many others, as well as educate the next generation. Their dedication to our hackathon and SIIM meeting is noteworthy. Come on up, you guys. Yes, exactly. We only got one, okay? So it's going to be like, you know, the Stanley Cup, the whatever, the World Series, whatever. They have to like decide who gets it 1 year or 1 month, and then they're going to pass it around. So I'm going to start it here with Don, because my favorite color is purple, so I'm going to give it to him first, and then it's up to them to duke it out. So, but we'll each get a picture as we go on. So. This way, down the line. Here we go. you get a picture. It's like the hustle. We're all going to exchange positions. All right, you go to the end. Oh, no, you each get one. They all say the same thing. All right. No, you only get one. One, and then
Thank you. Do you want me to carry marks?
if you want to.
Okay,
Yes.
absolutely.
Awesome. Make
Thank
sure he
you.
gets it.
I'll bug them back out too.
All right, now. The other educator award. And I lost my quotes on this one, but the other educator award goes to Chris Meenan.
No, he was part of the team.
He was part of the team. Ah, there we go, sorry. All right, but the Imaging Informatics Award, we're back to that one. You know, they messed up my script. Anyway, Imaging Informatics Academic, Pallavi Tiwari, yay. Dr. Tiwari's extraordinary achievements in informatics technology development have centered around her primary research developing new imaging informatics approaches applied to problems in CAD detection, disease characterization, and quantitative evaluation of response to treatment with far-reaching global clinical impact. Key innovation lies in handcrafting and designing unique tools to capture biologically relevant and clinically intuitive measurements from routinely acquired images or tissue specimens to personalized treatments and interventions. They represent the next frontier for AI research, and she leads these efforts. She is spearheading cutting-edge research in the field of computational imaging, AI, machine learning, to address some of the most critical problems in pediatric and adult oncology. All right, and industry innovator goes to Josh Duncan. Not only has Josh had an impact on markedly improving the work satisfaction and quality of radiologists, but he has also ushered in a world where AI innovations are not scoffed at for being too glitchy and not feared to be taking our jobs, but welcomed as a part of a new synergistic relationship that will make lives of radiologists great again. Josh's significant achievements in informatics technology development are most evident in RAD AI reporting, which won Aunt Minnie's Best New Radiology Software. His contributions were integral to this success. One of the most impressive things about Josh is his ability to merge the technicalities of AI algorithms with the radiologist's relationship. All right, now I'm going to switch hats. Okay, pretend I'm like a whole new person. I am going to now serve in my role as the JIM Editor-in-Chief, and it is my pleasure to present the 2023 JIM Awards, and we have two here. The first one is for the Best Scientific Paper, and that one was titled, here we go, that one was titled, Improving the Efficacy of ACR TIRADs Through Deep Learning-Based Discriminator Augmentation. First author, Lev Baranov. Lev here? Okay, well, he's not here, so we will get his award to him. Our second award is for the Most Valuable Reviewer. And this is typically someone who has done multiple reviews and written more than one sentence, and really given a nice, thorough review of the paper, dead-on accurate, in a good way, in an informative way, as feedback to the reviewers. So if that's not a hint for anybody we asked to be a reviewer, so you could be on the stage at some point in time, I missed my goal. But our most valuable reviewer for this year was Sanaz Vedati, postdoctoral research fellow at the Mayo Clinic. All right, I am now going to hand it back over to Tessa.
We are nothing if not agile here at SIIM. Oh, can you go back one, please? Yes, thank you. I want to take a minute to recognize SIIM staff. These 12 amazing people who work tirelessly on behalf of our members. Guys, where are you? Please stand up. Now, this next portion of the program is coming as a surprise to many of them. Next slide, please. Nikki Medina, would you join me on stage, please? We might be several months late, but we wanted to take this opportunity to recognize Nikki for her 15 years of dedicated service to SIIM. Many of us know and have benefited from Nikki's expertise, humor, and boundless energy over the years in advancing the educational program at SIIM. I have personally benefited from Nikki's fashion advice on many occasions. Congratulations and thank you, Nikki.
Thank you.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than
And now I'd like to invite Andrea Saris to the stage. We might be several months early this time, but we would be remiss if we did not recognize Andrea for her 20 years of dedicated service to SIIM. No doubt we have all benefited from Andrea's 20 years of loyal and selfless service to SIIM. Thank you, Andrea, on behalf of all of us.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars.
Following the SIIM board retreat earlier this year, I shared a photo blog of these 3 days with you through the Member Connect. And I just want to acknowledge the SIIM board of directors, your chair-elect, Dr. Nabil Sufter, our treasurer, Sylvia Devlin, our secretary, Kevin O'Donnell, our CEO, Cheryl Kreider-Carey, and our directors at large, Amina Elahi, Judy Gachoya, Les Folio, Matthew Hayes, Veronica Rottenberg, George Shee. Thank you all. Oh, and Marilyn Bowie. Sorry. Thank you all for your endless hours of volunteer effort on behalf of SIIM. This concludes the business meeting, and now we're going to move on to the leadership meet and greet. So the board members, the leaders of all the SIIM committees, communities, councils, and task forces are all here. We're going to distribute ourselves around the room. Please grab a snack, come say hi, and ask your questions. Thank you all so much.